this week. The 20% fentanyl tariffs remain in effect, bringing the total additional tariffs on China to 145%. Chinese President Xi Jinping saying today his country is not afraid.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Now, China is the only country with these escalating tariffs. President Trump paused other reciprocal tariffs, saying,
everybody wants to come and make a deal, and we're working with a lot of different countries, and it's all going to work out very well.
But there's still concern in stock markets. The day after that big rebound, the sell-off continued. The Dow plunged a little over 1,000 points. The Nasdaq dropped 4%. Right now, stock futures are barely moving up a little bit. An update on the legal battle attempting to bring an immigrant mistakenly deported on those controversial flights to El Salvador home.
To the Supreme Court Justice, do the right thing. History will always remember you.
And the day after Kilmar Abrego Garcia's wife, Jennifer, made that plea in Maryland, the court has ordered the Trump administration to facilitate his return. Garcia is in the U.S. legally, but Attorney General Pam Bondi insists Garcia is a gang member, despite the administrative error allowing his deportation. And speaking of returning home, that's what it sounded like last night at Joint Base Andrews when Ksenia Carolina's plane landed, bringing the American home after Russia set her free in a prisoner swap. Carolina had been jailed for treason, arrested last year when returning to Russia, where she's a dual citizen, to see her family. Her crime? Donating about $50 to a charity for Ukraine while she was in the U.S. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A collision and a body bag. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 40 degrees. Your high today, 51. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. A person riding a bicycle was hit and killed by somebody driving a motorcycle Thursday. The collision happened on the southeast side of Indianapolis near the intersection of East Troy Avenue and Tyndall Street. A confirmed EF1 tornado moved through Princeton Thursday, leaving damage for about 8 blocks. The National Weather Service says the storm packed winds of 105 miles an hour. It was on the ground for about a mile. It started near Princeton Community High School. This is Indiana's 44th tornado of 2025. Nobody was injured. There was damage to homes, though. You may have heard about the property tax bill that's been changed dozens of times. The bill is about to become law, but not everybody is on board with it. Here's John Herrick.
The House passed the latest version of it, and it has the approval of Indiana's Governor Mike Braun. Assistant Democratic Caucus Chair Ed Delaney says this bill was put together using Braun math.
But Braun math says if I save you a nickel in your left pocket, I can take 15 nickels out of your right pocket.
He says Braun, the House Speaker, and the President Pro Tem are like school kids who couldn't handle what the teacher was throwing at them, so they quit the effort, left the teacher a small apple, and went home.
A woman who killed 2 people in separate crashes in 2022 has been sentenced to 3 years in prison, but with time served, she'll be out in about 2 months and 8 days. Marion County Chief Trial Deputy Daniel Cicchini explains how the county struck a deal with Kelly Anderson.
The plea agreement was the end product of a lot of very challenging conversations with the victims' families in this case, who expressed their desire for these 2 cases not to go to trial, to be resolved with the certainty of a plea agreement.
And Anderson was told by doctors not to drive because she was involved in 5 crashes right before she killed an ER doctor and a young mother. The Indiana Pacers' first playoff game will be at home after they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers on Thursday. They have home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. This is the first time that they've secured a 4 seed in home court since 2014. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together. In 1 minute, it's 6:04.
It's now open. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, right in front of Premier Arms on Green Street. You got to see the selection. Newly expanded, the gold, the diamonds, the silver, the gemstones, the local artists, and of course, that watch collection. Guys, you got to trust me on this one right here. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, 317-456-4010. That's 456-4010. Or find them online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's PA CAJewelers.jewelry.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for LD Smith Plumbing. Joining me now is really the head of the whole company. Lance thinks he's the boss, but it's really not. It's Jennifer. You're the proud mother of LD Smith Plumbing, whether you want the job or not. How much fun is it to see those 5-star reviews?
It is the best. We love to review those with the guys. To see their smiling faces and know that we have done such a good job in the field is just priceless. My goal is always to make their day a little bit easier. For any plumbing issue, it's ldsmithplumbing.com.
All right, northeast side 82nd Street is closed. Bash over to Craig. That is because of nickel plate trail construction, and hopefully that's going to reopen next week. Hopefully around Tuesday. That's the plan right now. Inbound 69. What's up, Fishers? You look great this morning. Coming in from State Road 37 to 465 on the northeast side. Have a safe Friday morning, will you? Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist, what's going on?
Hey, good morning. We are starting off with mostly cloudy skies, but we're going to look for some sunshine later this afternoon. It is going to be breezy and a bit cooler than yesterday with highs right around 53. Clear and chilly overnight tonight. We do have a freeze warning that goes in place around midnight, stretching into 9 a.m. on Saturday. Lows here in the city, I think, right around the freezing mark, but areas outside of the city may drop into the upper 20s. Saturday, sunny skies near 60 and 66 degrees on Sunday under a partly cloudy sky.
So no more snow. Not talking about snow anymore.
I don't think so. It doesn't look like it.
I mean, you brought it up the other day, and I'm still kind of,
I know. Well, I am ready for this all to be over with. I want spring in full force. I don't want any more freeze warnings. I don't want any more snow. I'm done with it.
Do you perhaps want it in full bloom?
I do. In full bloom. I do want it. Yes.
Okay. We'll make that happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't make that happen. You're very kind.
You cannot.
No. I only have so many skills.
You have a lot of skills, but that one is not one of them.
Yeah. Can't make Hammer and Nigel wear a shirt. Can't bring things into full bloom. Things I cannot do. I'm telling you.
You don't wear shirts?
Well, listen. I'm saying they start that way, sure. They start looking like everybody else, of course.
And by the end of the show, shirts come off.
End of the show? End of the walk down the hall.
Good luck.
Don't say that. Don't say that. You might find them without a shirt very fetching.
Probably not.
Wow. Oh, this took an ugly turn. Hey, I'm going to enjoy you joining them for storm coverage in the future. That's going to be great. Won't be awkward at all.
Nope, not awkward. Never.
Not like this, which is just so natural.
That is correct. It's very natural. The people love it.
The people aren't sure what's happening. Does she like him? Does she not? Is this fun for her? Is she calling HR? What exactly is happening at any moment?
I'm going to keep the people guessing. That's what I want. No.
Don't worry. Don't listen. You don't refer to people as the people. No. You know what they are?
What are they?
Just lovers you haven't met yet.
Oh, no, they're not.
Well, not with that attitude.
That is correct.
Keeping it awkward, people. That's how we do on a Friday. That's Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. By the way, we actually read that from a script, a conversation she had with Phil Sanchez just yesterday. That was some fine theater. Tara Hastings.
That's great.
Wish TV, go get him. See you later.
You bet it.
38 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:10. know I do that for me, right? That is just a total indulgence. Tariffs against China, 145%. Tariffs from China against the United States, 125%. And it's only Friday. We're getting to 158 by the end of the day. Come on, place your bets. Can we actually check if there are Vegas odds on that? Where does this go? I got asked yesterday if I have issue with this. I think someone said that Kevin O'Leary over there, from Shark Tank, he was talking on CNN about 400% on China. Now wants 1,000%. I don't know. But let's not say that Kevin O'Leary decides policy, although we should talk to the man. Rather that getting a China to recognize their abuses is a good thing. The problem is I do not know if tariffs are the way to do it. How do you stop the theft and how do you stop the currency manipulation? I don't mind it as a start. If this whole thing had been about China from the beginning, that would have been better. Well, Tony, see, that was Trump's plan all along. No. Let's not. Now, finding waste, fraud, and abuse in government, that was the plan all along. And holy cow, there's a lot of nuttiness going on. Social Security checks written to children not yet born. There's or unemployment checks, I should say. There's that was the conversation from Labor Secretary Lori DeRemmer yesterday in the cabinet meeting. Elon Musk saying we've got about $150 billion worth of cuts that we've already found for fiscal year 26, which starts in October. The fiscal year for the government goes October to September. That's their calendar. So that was thought of from the beginning. And let's keep seeing results in actual cuts. That would be lovely. Speaking of cuts, we got to discuss what it is that happened in Congress and whether or not we're going to see that reality come to fruition. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Gary Dick. Efforts to take on affordable housing at 632. Brought to you by the proud members of the Indiana Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
Good times are always in stock at Crown Liquors and have been since 1989. For a limited time, get throwback pricing. Svedka vodka half gallons are only $9.99. Jack Daniel's 750s only $17.99. Don Julio Reposado only $39.99. Josh Seller's Cab only $12.99. And Maomi Pinot Noir only $15.99. Pick up ice cold 12 packs of 16-ounce Bud Miller Coors Family only $14.99. Huge savings on top sellers at Crown Liquors.
Have you seen the color at Sundown Gardens? The greenhouse is bursting with an incredible selection of great tropical plants. Mandevillas, ferns, palms, and more, all in stock now at Sundown. There's just so much going on around the garden center, nursery, and greenhouse. You have to stop in and see it all for yourself. This week, they also have 50% off all Easter decor in Miss Mary's gift shop. Visit Sundown Gardens for all things spring. Sundown Gardens is located on the corner of 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield. SundownGardens.com.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear WIBC Traffic Center, the Matt Baer Traffic Center and Research Facility for those who just want to sit.
It's quite a think tank here, Tony.
Right, it is.
Yes, we do. Westbound 70, 13 minutes right now. If you're coming in from Greenfield, that's 13 minutes from State Road 9 into 465 on the east side. No delays there. And continuing to the North Split, running 4 to 5 minutes as you make your way into downtown Indianapolis. And eastbound 70 looking good into the South Split. North Split is moving the way we like it. Just have a safe rush hour this morning, please. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
38 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:16.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. April is here, so that means it's our Dare to Compare sale. Compare our prices to any of the big stores in Indianapolis, your town, it doesn't matter. We guarantee you the lowest price on every sofa, sectional, recliner, mattress, outdoor furniture, anything, plus no extra fees, no delivery charge. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
It's the Bash Sale, the biggest automotive sale in history. Your local Bill Estes dealerships are coming in hot with deals on trucks you don't want to miss. We have a huge selection of trucks at one easy online stop. Brand new Chevy, Ford, GMC, Jeep, Ram, and Toyota trucks with a massive pre-owned selection too. Plus, our fair and direct upfront pricing means what you see is what you pay. Shift into savings during the Bash Sale, only at Bill Estes dealerships, and drive away in your dream truck today. Online at BillEstesTrucks.com.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for new flooring in your home. Brothers Floor Covering is ready to help. Brand new carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl plank in stock now. Plus, Brothers Floor Covering can get your new flooring installed in as little as 2 weeks. Visit Brothers Floor Covering today at their new location, 8550 North Michigan Road. Discover why buying local means getting more, not paying more. Get the flooring of your dreams installed now. Go to brothers-floorcovering.com. That's brothers-floorcovering.com.
Quality Supply and Tool, your premier supplier of construction equipment, tools, and supplies, is looking for CDL drivers to serve out of our Indianapolis location. We're currently accepting applications for both CDL-A and CDL-B drivers. We offer competitive pay to qualified applicants. Work for an established and growing family-owned Indiana company? Please contact Brian Myers for more information at 317-690-2016. That's Brian Myers at Quality Supply and Tool, 317-690-2016.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, and AI? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
We know Republicans are trying to cut into the federal budget, things like Social Security, Medicaid, etc., simply to fund more tax breaks for the wealthiest people in America and the biggest corporations on the planet.
The progressive playbook has not changed an ounce, which is why when you hear people like Senator Padilla of California or others engaging any conversation that starts this way, you should dismiss it. One shouldn't normally dismiss a conversation, what someone is saying, because then how is the conversation had? I think that's a rational thing to say. The problem is that the Democratic Party has been saying exactly this for decades, this fear-mongering thing. Why would I listen to it anymore? There comes a moment where you ignore the child who is simply obstinate in wanting to get their way. There is no monster under the bed. As much as you want to call the people you disagree with monsters. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Great to be with you. In this budget conversation, which did indeed pass the House, but really that's to allow the things to get started. We don't know where we're going to be. We don't know if the Senate has it in them, even though Senator John Thune, who is the Senate Majority Leader, has said that the cuts will come $1.5 trillion worth. Let's see what the final product is, please. 2 votes against Thomas Massey of Kentucky in the House and Victoria Spartz from the 5th District right here in Indiana. So you still don't have a final vote because you don't have a final budget. But wanting to keep the Trump tax cuts, that is certainly Trump's desire. And I would argue that's a Republican desire to get that accomplished because the tax cuts mean we pay less. Their argument at all times is you're going to gut Medicare and Medicaid. You're going to gut Social Security. The Republicans have said now 19 billion times that's not happening. Now, if they actually do go through with that and none of that changes, you understand that Democrats won't say, well, golly, they didn't do it. I won't be saying that about them anymore. No. If they don't touch anything, Democrats will still say Republicans are trying to take away your Social Security and take away your Medicare, your Medicaid, which, in my view, is reason enough to change those programs. They keep saying it's the third rail. I think we should rip the third rail out by the root, lay down some fresh track. The programs do have fraud. Of course they do, because every government program has fraud and abuse. We should find it. We should stop it. Find people who are utilizing these programs illegally and throw them in jail, or, when necessary, deport them, which will bring us to the whole story about this guy in an El Salvadorian prison, the Supreme Court ruling, a 9-0 ruling. I will get into what that means, because people want to take it to a place. It actually goes in a different direction. But I bring up Senator Padilla, like I have discussed so many things this week, and you're going to hear me do this more. It is important that we, the free and thinking people, push people like this to the side. It's the same old, boring MSNBC nonsense. And while, yes, no one's watching MSNBC, the people who are watching are getting more and more radicalized, are getting more and more violent. This is, of course, not a bug, but a feature of these arguments. Then there was this helicopter crash in New York, and if you saw the video, we get flooded with so many things, so many sensations in social media and other places. Film, it's hard to shock. It's shocking. This helicopter in New York flying over the Hudson River, one of these, tourist helicopters, this family on board, and it just fell out of the sky. And when it hits the water, there's someone has video of it hitting the water. It hits upside down. It's completely upside down, and it is. I'm not an expert on helicopters. Is what would we call the tail of the helicopter? What would we call that? That seems to be missing. And there is video of the actual blades of the propeller hitting the water before the helicopter does, meaning it had no way of steering, no way of engaging power. Lost its blades? The scene is beyond frightening. What happened, what took place, investigation is going to happen. 6 people killed, the pilot and the family of 5. Now, the only thing that of course, investigation, where I do have a question is, You mean there's no co-pilot? I understand it's a tourist helicopter. And they've been going on for years. Years it's been happening. That's not the issue. Just as a matter of safety, there's no co-pilot? Pilot has one health issue. There's no Maybe I don't understand how that part works, but it would seem to me like there should be. And while this was happening over there at Reagan National, this is Washington, D.C., just a couple months ago, you have a Black Hawk helicopter running directly into an American Airlines regional jet, killing 67 people. On the tarmac, 2 planes hit wings. 6 members of Congress were on those planes. It doesn't make it more awful. Maybe it'll make some people ask, what exactly is going on with air traffic control or anybody else within this world that these things keep happening, these near misses and now these things? How much harder do they have to hit before some plane goes boom? I think the helicopter story, this is it's just horrific. Just absolutely a horrific story. And I have questions, and we'll get the answers. When it comes to these 2 planes hitting the wings of each other, the incompetence needs to end. None of us are safe with this level of incompetence. Matt Baer, not incompetent, has traffic from the WIBC Traffic Center on the 5s.
Thank you, Tony. Blessings. Looking at northbound 465 on the east side, wide open right now from 7 a.m. to 69. I see no issues there, especially in the clear path construction zone, which we check diligently. And right now, as I understand it, that I-69 465 redesign on the northeast side is on pace to be finished at the end of the year. It's a long time. It looks good right now. Everything's good to go up on the northeast side. Inbound 69 fine coming down from Fishers. Good morning, guys. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. Matt Baer at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
The latest from the debacle that is property taxes.
Join us Friday noon on 93 WIBC.
Indiana patients rely on many types of pharmacies to access their medications and critical healthcare services. But a proposal being considered in the Indiana legislature called SB 140 would disrupt access to medications for Indiana patients. SB 140 would impose government mandates blocking access to critical pharmacy options and services in Indiana. Lost access to pharmacy options would directly harm many of Indiana's most vulnerable patients, including patients fighting cancer and heart disease, many of whom rely on specialty pharmacies for their care. SB 140 would even hike costs for Indiana patients by imposing a $10 tax on every prescription filled in the state. That would often fall directly on the patient. Tell your state legislator, protect access to medications, reject higher costs. Put Indiana patients first by voting no on SB 140, paid for by conservatives for lower healthcare costs.
I will never forget the day we found out my brother needed a heart transplant. Sure, you hear about people needing an organ sometimes, but it doesn't feel real until you're the one waiting. I tell you, we're just thankful. God answered our prayers. But my brother wouldn't be alive today without that transplant. That's why I signed up to be an organ donor at the BMV, because I want to be the answer to someone else's prayers.
Sign up to be an organ donor. Say yes the next time you're at the BMV.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to that'sareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
6 people killed in a chopper crash. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis, where it's 39 degrees. Your high today, 51. I'm Ryan Hedrick for Window Nation. Here's what's trending at 6:30.
We're going to, be there for the family, and we're going to coordinate with the Council General's office here, and our notifications.
That's New York City Mayor Eric Adams talking about a helicopter crash in the Hudson River Thursday that killed 6 people, including a family of 5.
They will look at it. They will look at that video. They will look at the actual helicopter and make a determination of what happened. They are extremely thorough in determining what are the reasons for a crash.
At least 38 people have died in a helicopter crash in New York City since 1997. A plane carrying at least 6 U.S. House members was clipped by another plane on the ground at Reagan National Airport near D.C. Thursday. Both planes were operated by American Airlines. You might remember back on January 29th, an American Eagle jet and a military Black Hawk helicopter collided over the same airport. That collision killed 67 people. President Trump is set to undergo his annual physical exam today. Trump took to social media earlier this week to make the announcement, saying he's never felt better. Trump will head to Walter Reed in Maryland this morning before flying to Mar-a-Lago for the weekend. Get ready for a springtime twist this Saturday in Avon. Here's Terry Stacy.
Indiana on Tap and Washington Township Parks in Avon host Kegs and Eggs Craft Beer Fest and Adult Easter Egg Hunt on Saturday.
We have over 25 breweries, wineries, and distilleries that are coming out, so people will have unlimited samples. And then at about 3 o'clock, we'll have an Easter egg hunt, which is always a fun time. Going to have some great music, some great food options.
That's Allison Snyder, 2 to 5 at Washington Township Park Pavilion Center. IndianaOnTap.com for tickets. Terry Stacy, WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Just weeks after the release of a report outlining a lack of affordable housing in Clark and Floyd counties, the Community Foundation of Southern Indiana is taking action to be a catalyst for change. The foundation's board of directors has committed $300,000 to work with community partners, the Wheatley Group, and Indiana University Southeast to further efforts in the affordable housing space. Foundation CEO Linda Speed.
For us, it's not just about housing. It's also about economic growth and workforce stability and the long-term success of our communities. Because if we want our region to continue to grow and to thrive, we have got to ensure that working families, young professionals, older adults all have access to safe and affordable places to call home.
The South Bend Redevelopment Commission has okayed $350,000 for infrastructure improvements to the historic State Theater downtown. South Bend Mayor James Mueller has said the city is not interested in taking on the expense of renovating the 1907 theater. It hopes a buyer will do that after some needed repairs are made. The Greater Rensselaer Chamber of Commerce has announced it has closed its physical office in the city's downtown. In a post on social media, the Chamber's executive board said it does not plan to open a new brick-and-mortar location, but will continue to provide business support throughout the community. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are men and women building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Gary Chicago International Airport has acquired nearly 5 acres of land adjacent to its existing holdings as it moves forward in the next phase of its efforts to expand cargo service. The $925,000 purchase of the parcel was financed from the airport's recent $16.5 million bond sale. That was announced in March. That sale is expected to help fund a host of capital improvement projects, including the construction of new hangars, renovations to the airport terminal, and an expanded cargo and logistics center. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
On the northeast side, 82nd Street shut down between Bash and Craig for nickel plate trail construction. Hopefully, the street will reopen on Tuesday. It's supposed to reopen on the 15th. So, yeah, that's Tuesday, and that will be the case as of right now. Looking at the airport, good morning, airport. Westbound 70 looks great right now from the south split out to the airport collector with Ronald Reagan Parkway to Ameriplex. If you're ride-sharing people from the downtown hotels, nothing that will slow you down at the moment. If that changes, I'll let you know. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 Cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
38 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. We check on sports. Ryan Hedrick, what's happening?
3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter downtown. Indiana 110. Cleveland 107. Halliburton again. Same result. This time from dead on.
Mark Boyle on the Elevance Health Radio Network, Tony, calling a late three-pointer by Tyrese Halliburton. That sealed the deal. The Pacers lock up home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, beating the Cleveland Cavaliers 114-112.
It's a special year, especially the way we started, 10-15, 10-16, whatever the case may be. Just really proud of our group and, how we've been able to change the direction of our season.
And the Pacers wrap up the regular season home schedule tonight against the Magic, and they'll end the regular season on Sunday. Justin Rhodes is sitting up top the leaderboard in the first round of the Masters. He shot a 7-under 65 on Thursday. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com.
Did you know Indiana has a critical shortage of high school referees?
It's causing our games to be canceled or understaffed, and we need your help. I'm Greer Swaim from Fishers High School.
And I'm Cooper Allen from Shenandoah High School. We need you so we can keep playing our favorite sports.
So our opportunities to learn aren't limited.
So our experience in high school sports is everything it should be.
With your help, we can make sure we have enough officials for every game.
And student athletes around the state always have the chance to grow through high school sports.
Are you game? Sign up as a high school official in your community today.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. High school sports can't happen without high school officials. Help us fill an urgent need in our state so games aren't canceled or understaffed. Visit ihsaa.org to become an official today. This is protecting high school sports. This is serving your community. This is your IHSAA.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 Cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Doing, I'm about to ruin. So let's get into what the Supreme Court has actually said here in this ruling about due process. The argument has been from the Trump administration that people are here illegally, we can engage the deportations. Then you have the ruling from Judge Boasberg, where Judge Boasberg has said that you can't deport these people utilizing the Alien Enemies Act. So there's really two things at play. The conversation of deportation, the conversation of the utilization of the act. Now, the Supreme Court has already ruled on the idea that, yes, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 isn't some old trite thing, but rather something that the president can utilize. And for those of you joining me on April 17th, Trump and American Reset and 3 Bourbons, we're going to break this down even further. Because this is not about whether you like the president or like the law. This is about whether or not the president can utilize the law, and he can. And the fact that that was not a 9-0 decision, pretty ugly stuff, as I see it. The 9-0 decision came down from the court on the idea of due process, which is to say you're going to deport somebody. They have the ability to engage a challenge. The courts have ruled in the past, and we've discussed this, that the person who is here illegally is different in their argument than the person who is the citizen. And this has been the conversation going back to Congresswoman Victoria Spartz in this town hall where she's being screamed at and yelled at by the very tolerant left. If you're here illegally, you do not have due process. Actually, she said, if you break the law, you do not have due process. That was the clip that they kept running because they're not interested in honest conversation. It's just animalistic. And trust me, if you follow my Twitter feed, they're still animalistic. About what I said, what she said, it doesn't matter to me. Best of luck winning elections. I don't know what to tell you. The argument is about whether or not the person who is here illegally would have the same level of rights as an American citizen, and they do not. What the court has stated is that due process exists. It's a 9-0 decision that aliens are entitled to due process. That is different than the due process given to American citizens. Now, I think there is a question about how they come to the decision of this when and making the argument that anybody who is not a citizen indeed has rights. But if we take the Fifth Amendment at its word, at its reading, and it's nice to see the political left being textualists, all of a sudden you've got the political left agreeing with Scalia, the late, great Antonin Scalia, on that the Constitution says what it says and doesn't say what it doesn't say. Well, I concede the point that I've made here for years, on and off, it hasn't been an everyday thing, that the Constitution says what it says and doesn't say what it doesn't say. So now that the political left are indeed textualists, and they read due process in the Fifth Amendment as no person, meaning all persons, regardless of whether they're in the country legally or illegally, the Supreme Court agrees. And now you have a 9-0 decision about due process. What's interesting is that the idea that aliens are entitled to due process in the form of a habeas corpus petition, show me the body, meaning where you are, right, in that jurisdiction, that was only a 5-4. That's a little more interesting. This is different than what it is Judge Boasberg dealt with the Alien Enemies Act. Sonia Sotomayor writing, the Fifth Amendment requires the government to afford plaintiffs notice after the date of this order that they are subject to the removal under the act, within reasonable time and in such a manner as will allow them to seek habeas relief in the proper venue before such removal occurs. That means, of course, that the government cannot usher any detainees, including plaintiffs, onto planes in a shroud of secrecy, as it did on March 15, 2025, nor can the government immediately resume removing individuals without notice upon a vacatur, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, of the TRO, the temporary restraining order, as it promised to the D.C. Circuit Court it would do. To the extent the government removes even one individual without affording him notice and a meaningful opportunity to file and pursue habeas relief, it does so in direct contravention of an edict by the United States Supreme Court. They're trying to lay down the law that, hey, this covers everybody. Okay. This covers everybody. Everybody is going to get their opportunity to say, hey, I shouldn't be deported. That's what's coming. So is coming legislation in the House that says that district judges cannot be engaged in nationwide injunctions. No district judge can go out there and say you, Donald Trump, can't do the things that the law says you can do. Like, for example, what Judge Boasberg did with the Alien Enemies Act, to which he was smacked down. Curious how the Supreme Court's going to see that. In the meantime, I don't think this stops deportations. And it certainly has not, for a lot of people on the left especially, gotten them to say, well, there's a difference between how the due process works for the citizen and the non-citizen. But the due process, America, 9-0. I guess that's settled. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Northbound 65 out of the north split slow to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 Hancock County tightening up from County Road 200 West to Fortville Pike. And yeah, we're keeping an eye on that. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
38 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
It's Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around the house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh, especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now through April 30th. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027.
Window Nation partners with top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass those savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of some of those other brands. This sale ends April 30th. Do not miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 for free deal, and you don't pay anything until 2027. Schedule that estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
This is Sammy Terry. There are two things guaranteed in life: death and taxes. Death can be painful, but paying your taxes doesn't have to be, with a little extra cash in your pocket from Indiana Unclaimed. Yes, George, you're right. George the Spider reminds us that Indiana Unclaimed returns over $1 million every single week, and there are hundreds of millions of dollars just waiting to be claimed by the rightful owner. Text Sammy to 46220 to find out if you or your loved ones have unclaimed funds. Claim yours today. Text Sammy to 46220 now.
Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing for everyone on most new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Navigator MSRP $105,575, Nautilus MSRP $61,995, Corsair MSRP $47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
News doesn't wait, and neither should you. Breaking news updates, local headlines, and statewide coverage are always available at WIBC.com. When the news moves fast, we will too. Stay in the know while you're on the go with WIBC.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
It's JMV. Have you seen the color at Miss M's Home and Garden? The greenhouse is bursting with an incredible selection of great tropical plants, hibiscus, mandevillas, ferns, palms, and more, all in stock now at Miss M's. There is so much going on at Miss M's this spring, including 20% off all patio furniture and 50% off all Easter decor. You have to visit Johnson County's premier garden center for all things spring. Miss M's is located on State Road 135, south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville.
Pacers have home court advantage. Good for the city. I mean, good for the Pacers, sure. But good for the city. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning over at WIBC.com. I'm not sure which video this is, but there's video of Governor Braun signing a piece of legislation. And there's Guy Relford hanging out behind him. Guy Relford should have his own line of suits. Look at that. The gun guy heard weekends on WIBC. Oh, he's looking serious. That's Guy. That's Guy. I don't know which piece of legislation. He works on a bunch of stuff, so I'm not sure which one it is. The Pacers beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 114-112. That means home court advantage. That's good. Because home court advantage, more home games, which means more dollars downtown. Always makes me happy to see that happen. Once again, having nothing to do with Joe Hodgson. Nothing to do with it. There was a cabinet meeting yesterday. And I thought it was fascinating. If you listen to the midday show, Tony Katz today, I shared a bunch of it. I didn't know it was going to happen. And the cabinet meetings are a little bit of theater in that it is very obvious that what Trump wants to show is I'm in charge. I can handle two things at one time. Yeah, the markets may be a little bit all sorts of cattywampus. By the way, the Dow right now is up 213. The NASDAQ is up 161. Up. In the green, not in the red. And let me show how I'm still running the country. And, hey, let me get reports from everybody on what's going on. He goes around the horn. Cameras are right there. Not something you saw in the Biden administration. What you saw was one report after another after another. Now, you definitely did see a whole bunch of, Mr. President, the people elected you to do the hard work overwhelmingly. And because of your strong leadership, I just don't need any of that crap. Stop doing that. It looks silly and it sounds silly. Mr. President, these were the orders you gave us. Here's what we're doing right now. Yes, the president says, I want this. All right, here's what we did. Make sense. Sometimes it's a little, ugh. And for people who are like, well, that's because you have to idolize Trump and you have to do this and do that. How about telling me again how Joe Biden was sharp as a tack and we couldn't keep up with his energy and historic decisions and he'll go down in history as one of the greats. Come on now. I don't like it either way. But one of the more interesting things got said by the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert Kennedy, where he stated that by September, it is his belief that HHS, so I don't know, in working with the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, and others, they'll be able to provide a reason, possibly a diagnosis, if you will, my word, not his, on the origins of autism. What? We're gonna be able to tell America, nay, the world, here's how autism happens. I don't know how that works. I'm very curious. But it was a very interesting cabinet meeting, and I'll get more into it in the next hour. Right now, Matt Bear has traffic. What's going on, Matt?
Here's a crash. Just hearing about this. It's Banter Road at Southeast Street on the south side. Crash reported. Northbound 65 slows out of the north split to West Street. And then looking at the clear path construction zone, it looks like everybody's doing okay here at the moment. Northbound 465, no trouble through I-69. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Look around. Spring is here. And no matter what you're planning or planting, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So spring forward in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. So spring forward, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit Hubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
As an IT professional, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, participate in 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2 V3 certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed complete data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Receive a free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. April is here, so that means it's our Dare to Compare sale. Compare our prices to any of the big stores in Indianapolis, your town, it doesn't matter. We guarantee you the lowest price on every sofa, sectional, recliner, mattress, outdoor furniture, anything, plus no extra fees, no delivery charge. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Johns Hopkins University has found that just mild hearing loss doubles your risk of dementia, so hearing loss isn't something to ignore.
But hearing aids are so expensive and ugly.
Not anymore. Meet Audien Hearing. You can get nearly invisible hearing aids without a prescription starting at $98 a pair, and they're ready to use right out of the box. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, and with over 1 million customers, Audien is easy to trust. Visit audienhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The agenda is taking shape.
Since Inauguration Day,
From education to energy.
We will drill, baby, drill.
From the economy to the military.
We will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen.
Watch it unfold day by day.
My first day back.
First 100 days.
It's a tough job, but I've had a lot of tough jobs.
Follow the first 100 days on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, why the U.S. Department of Homeland Security is revoking student visas at IU, what grade a tornado was when it touched down in southwestern Indiana on Thursday, and what an amended property tax bill does or doesn't do for disabled Hoosiers. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 7 o'clock.
China escalates the trade war. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, matching the new U.S. tariffs this morning by upping the charge on American imports there to 125%. The U.S. is charging 145% when you add an earlier tariff.
Chinese President Xi Jinping saying today his country is not afraid. Still, President Trump is not ruling out a potential deal with China or other countries.
Well, I think it's very close, but, we have to have a deal that we like. We don't want a deal that's going to be a bad deal, or I could make every deal in one day if I wanted to.
Also happening this morning, President Trump is doing his annual physical exam. The president expressing confidence, saying he's never felt better, but these things must be done.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera now on Wall Street. More volatility around the tariffs and the economy. Stock futures are rising the day after another plunge when the Dow dropped a little over 1,000 points. The Nasdaq lost more than 4% following Wednesday's big rebound. There's another hearing today for Mahmoud Khalil, a legal resident the U.S. is trying to deport for his role in destructive protests at Columbia University in New York City.
The Trump administration alleges Mahmoud Khalil's presence in the United States damages foreign policy interest. In a two-page memo signed off by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the government argues that the Columbia University graduate student should be deported for his participation in anti-Semitic protests and disruptive activities on campus.
That's Fox's Chanley Payne. Khalil and his supporters claim his free speech rights are being violated. The Supreme Court has ruled the Trump administration must work to facilitate the return of a legal resident deported to El Salvador. The government admits there was an administrative error removing Kilmar Abrego Garcia, but they still insist he's a gang member. Investigators still trying to figure out why a helicopter crashed in the Hudson River in New York City, killing the pilot, 5 others.
A family of 5 visiting New York City from Spain. They were taking a helicopter tour of the New York City skyline when that helicopter broke apart midair and went down.
That's Nate Foy. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What the amended bill does or doesn't do for disabled vets. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 51 degrees. A nice weekend in store for you weather-wise. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. Disabled Hoosier veterans are getting relief in the latest amended property tax bill. John Herrick reports there are plenty of lawmakers who still have concerns.
Democratic State Representative Carrie Hamilton said Thursday that she could not support the bill, even though her dad is a disabled veteran with a home in Brown County.
I know he'll be glad to get that credit. Overall, I know he'll be sad to see public services hurt. And overall, his neighbors not see real property tax relief.
But the Indiana Chamber of Commerce disagrees. They say this bill is pro-growth and will unlock investment in Indiana. After being approved by the House on Thursday, it's now going back to the Senate. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Student visas for several people who attend IU have been revoked by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. This is part of the Trump administration's immigration enforcement efforts involving international students. The administration has revoked visas for hundreds of people because of their involvement in the pro-Palestinian campus protests. There was an EF1 tornado that touched down Thursday in Princeton, Indiana.
In this particular case, there were several structures that had roof damage, including the high school, numerous tree damage, including trees uprooted, and, of course, caused down power lines as well.
Forecaster Alan Deegan with the National Weather Service in Paducah, Kentucky.
Traveled for approximately 1.2 miles and then lifted at about 3:52 p.m.
And Deegan says nobody was injured. This is Indiana's 44th tornado of the year. Halfway between Plymouth and Bourbon, a woman died inside of a grain bin Thursday. Chris Davis has that story.
It was in Marshall County about 10 o'clock Thursday morning, says Dean Byers, coroner for Marshall County.
She was breaking loose the grain so they could load it, and it took her down.
He says the cause of death will be determined by autopsy Friday.
She did not get into the auger.
The woman is ID'd as 58-year-old Marilyn Miller of Mishawaka. Byers says accidents like this are rare, and he's never encountered one in his years in the office of coroner. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Are you ready for a little playoff basketball?
Porter with it, 8 seconds to shoot. Nice bounce pass into the lane, but Tyson laid it up too hard as he crashed in from the left side. Indiana looks to get the lead. Halliburton for 3, and they have the lead. He hits it from out on the right edge.
Beautiful touch pass by Nembhard to get Halliburton a shot there.
Halliburton, 20 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds.
Mark Boyle on the Elevance Health Radio Network, along with Eddie Gill. The Pacers would go on to hold off the Cleveland Cavaliers 114-112. They lock up home court advantage in the first round of the NBA playoffs. The Pacers have another home game tonight to end the regular season home schedule. They end the regular season on the road Sunday. The playoffs start next week. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at northbound 65 coming up from the south side here this morning. Looks pretty good as you make your way up from 465 into the south split. Now the north split coming out of that a little bit slow right now on northbound 65 to west. Everything else looking pretty fantastic here at the moment. We do have a closure on the northeast side. It's been there for most of the week. 82nd Street between Bash and Craig shut down for nickel plate trail construction. Still the case, and it will be until Tuesday, hopefully. 82nd Street will reopen sometime on the 15th. That's Tuesday. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
So what stops on the 15th?
It's going to be the 82nd Street closure on the northeast side. They're building a trail, Tony.
Good.
Made of
we
nickel
need more
plate.
trails. Yeah. So that happens on the 15th, and then, of course, on the 17th, it's Trump and American Reset and 3 Bourbons in Kokomo. Tickets. .TonyKatz.com. You gotta get your tickets because they're gonna stop. Ticket sales end this weekend. Get them now. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. The bourbon, the cigars, the food, the great times. I'll talk more about it in a little bit. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Tara Hastings, I don't know if she'll be there, but she does have weather. What's going on?
Why is there only 3 bourbons? Why isn't it 100 bourbons in 100 days?
It's an interesting question. I'm so glad you asked. Because you're not paying for it.
Oh, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's accurate.
Okay.
Ticket price would have been $4 million. And Tara Hastings like, it's television money. Make it rain, bitches.
That's right.
Yeah. Could you say it? It'd be better if you said it.
Make it rain?
Yeah, but you got to say the whole thing like I did.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, okay.
3 bourbons. All right, that's still good, though.
Yeah, not so bad. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. Get your tickets. Okay. Talk to me about weather.
We're going to see cloudy conditions to start off the day today. Afternoon sunshine, breezy and cool with highs near 53. Clear and chilly tonight. Lows will fall to 33. Some spots will drop into the upper 20s, so we do have a freeze warning in place. Sunny skies for the afternoon Saturday, 60, partly cloudy, and warmer, 66 on Sunday.
That is Tara Hastings of Wish TV, bringing you 100 bourbons.
Should be 100 bourbons in 100 days. Just
Trust
saying.
me, I've got this well under control.
Okay.
You got.
I trust you.
Time to start having a little faith in Tony. I think that's where we're at now.
Okay. Right. Yeah, you got it. You are completely capable.
Well, thank you for that ringing endorsement. That, honestly, I wasn't sure, but after hearing that, I feel like I can walk through walls.
Good. You should. You can.
Would you do me a favor? Would you say, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me?
Say
it.
You're good. You're good enough. You're strong enough. And gosh darn it, people like you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to turn that into a sounder, producer Carl. If you're not already on that, get the boys in the lab on that, do some work there, make that happen. Make that happen. If that is not in a WIBC promo by the end of the day, David Wood, program director, I'm firing everybody. I have no authority to fire anybody, but I'm doing it.
Make it happen.
100% doing that. Tara Hastings, I got to go. There's radio to be done. Wish TV meteorologist, thank you. 38 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:09. Why not 100 bourbons in 100 days? By the way, that is Guy Relford in the video there. HEA 1137, expungement of red flag laws. I didn't know which one it was. He was working on a couple. Our very own Guy Relford getting things done in the Indiana State House, crushing it as he does. Check out the story at WIBC.com. And then, of course, there's property taxes. Oh, good Lord. To think that we have a General Assembly that could so mutilate this legislation. I think it's clearly obvious that the Indiana Republican Party doesn't quite understand what we're saying. And this is true regarding property taxes. This is true regarding Diego Morales. You're under this misconception that you're doing the work. And what we're trying to tell you is some of these other things are the work. Eric Holcomb, to his detriment and really to his shame, always saw these things as noise. This is noise. I'm working on the important issues. It's not noise when you have a Secretary of State, Diego Morales, taking foreign trips, and we just want to know how it got paid for. We should know. We live in a society where people abuse power, and what satisfies is knowing that no power was abused. I can't stop the Secretary of State from going to India. I'm not trying to stop the Secretary of State from going to India. I am asking whether or not it was paid for by tax dollars, whether or not the money used was some part of some level of deal that gave some level of influence. When we take a look at the situation with the cars, and we should be clear that Micah Beckwith screwed this up, the lieutenant governor, and so did Diego Morales. They screwed it up. If you needed a new vehicle to be transported, and I don't have any argument, none. If Evan Bayh bought cars because they needed to get from point A to point B, I had no argument. The argument is, what do you mean it cost $90,000 when it could have cost $65,000? Transportation, we agree. Luxury transportation, we don't. Why is that a conversation that we can't have? Why in the world would the Republican Party in Indiana not be in favor of looking into that? And if the lieutenant governor believes he deserves a $90,000 car, allow me to set him straight. No. I don't want to hear the story. I don't want to hear the reasons. The answer is no. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be silly. Someone in the chat room was saying you can get a Kia Telluride. And if it's American made, one thing. But I actually want it to be an American company. So Chevy and Ford. Oh, absolutely. $90,000 when it could have been $65,000. There's the issue. And I don't want to hear from the Micah supporters of how dare I. No. How dare he? How dare Diego? And most importantly, why can't the Republican Party look into this? Property taxes was not about the idea that anybody was going to get rich because they weren't paying these taxes. It's about an idea of who actually do you serve. And you do serve members of the General Assembly. You do. The property taxes are getting out of control. There's the conversation that I bring up, which is whether or not you actually own what you own, which nobody is willing to touch because they know I'm right. Property taxes mean you do not own what you own. And it's wrong, and it's abusive, and it's a way of hiding what numbers are actually spent. So instead of going with this deal that Governor Braun wanted, which I didn't think was perfect, but okay, here's where we're at. You come up with a half measure that allows for a tax increase in the cities that will mean nothing because the property tax decrease will be wiped away. Well, of course, an income tax increase was going to come, and cities can do this. And then I can move to someplace that didn't increase those taxes. But the people arguing, well, without these property taxes, the city won't have amenities, and then you won't be able to get fire or police. That's a disgusting, immoral argument. And those people who want to say that we need this and you shouldn't have a say, another immoral argument. It was about people being recognized. Why is it that the Republican Party can't recognize this? In all these situations, they can't recognize it. And the only thing that we're left to see, Governor Braun, as this so-called deal makes its way now through the General Assembly on property taxes, is, first of all, I guess rolling up your sleeves ain't what it used to be. That's what people are going to say. That's what they're going to see. Don't deny it. Don't get upset with it. Don't have your staff even call me. It's not like they were calling me before this. And when you call yourselves the party of the people, right? That's what Trump has done. Republicans are party of the people. Doesn't seem that way, guys, in Indiana. Not at all. Matt Bear has traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matthew?
Looking at northbound 465 on the east side. Looks pretty good right now as you make your way up from East 56th Street to Allisonville Road. And a reminder, starting tonight at 7 o'clock until early tomorrow morning, the left lane of the ramp from northbound 465 to East 56th Street is going to be shut down. So that could slow you down, cause you an inconvenience tomorrow. Early tomorrow morning and tonight, if you happen to encounter that. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radio is our instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
37 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:16.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
The deals and specials are sizzling hot. It's the Central Indiana Gun and Knife Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Tippecanoe County Fairgrounds in Lafayette. The best dealers in the region will be at the Central Indiana Gun and Knife Show. Just $6 for adults. Kids 12 and under get in free. Must be 18 or accompanied by an adult. Buy, sell, trade. This Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Tippecanoe County Fairgrounds in Lafayette. For more info, visit centralindianagunshows.com.
I go to the doctor. One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
I gave it a shot, and I came in and had the procedure done. To me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago.
I'm Ariel Winter. If you're anything like me, your pets are not only your best friends, they're part of your family. American Humane, which has been rescuing animals like Cleo here for more than 100 years, has life-saving tips that can make a big difference in a disaster. When disaster strikes, you want to protect your whole family, including your pets. To help keep your family safe and help our best friends in their worst times, find tips at AmericanHumane.org.
When was the last time you practiced your home fire escape plan? Be sure everyone in your family knows what to do if there's a fire. Get out, stay out. It's your fire safe response.
It's time for the popcorn moment presented by Booher Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. Because if you're going to eat popcorn, you're going to need a home theater to do it in, and your basement is not in shape to do it. But Booher Remodeling can help. Yes, they can take care of making that kitchen look amazing for you. New cabinets, new countertops, a whole new look, a whole new feel. The heart of the home, actually the way you want it to be. B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. Over 2 decades in Central Indiana, taking care of you, taking care of your neighbors. They redid a bathroom for me. They could do the same for you. Your bathroom, your kitchen, and yes, that idea of a home theater, that basement, and turning it into something that works for your family. So it's not just this place in your home, but it's part of your home. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana, and the highest quality brand names you know and trust. Booher is going to guide you through the entire process, starting with that initial consultation. They stand behind their work, and they've got a 2-year workmanship guarantee. What is their plan? Deliver quality work on time with a service-oriented attitude. They're good people, decent people. You're going to love talking to them. You're going to love what it is they do, and you're going to love the result. Now is the time. You're not moving. You are making your house work for you. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Booher Remodeling. 852-5546 or online at Booher. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. And now, the popcorn moment. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's the story you need to hear to believe, and then grab your popcorn because there is more. Honestly, home theater sounds good. I do not have a home theater yet. Right? But it would have to come with the popcorn machine. It would have. So Booher, here's the deal. You put in a home theater, free popcorn machine. I don't think I'm allowed to say that for you, but oops. And it can't just be a microwave and a box of popcorn. No microwave popcorn. We need the thing that does the. We'll talk about it. We'll work it out with the boys in the lab. I put forth to you that there is something very, very wrong with, wait for it, liberal white women. I know you're shocked. The idea that you believe in your elitism, you have this great understanding, and everyone who disagrees with you is a bigot or a racist or a sexist. I mean, I've always been opposed to the term Karen because it's just rude. And it's certainly, if your name's Karen, you've been hosed. I mean, it's awful. But the concept is sound. This was Congressman Byron Donalds at an event he stopped at in Florida, and he's being yelled at by these two women. One of them is discussing how Byron Donalds isn't good enough to trans people, and she was in D.C. for the Trans Day of Visibility and all this. I play this for you right now. I censored it the best I could because she's cursing at the congressman. Producer Carl, finger on the dump button. Check it out.
To agree as a member, hang on, I'm sorry, ma'am, but as a member of Congress, because I was just in D.C. on Monday for Trans Day Visibility, and I would like you, as a member of Congress, to rise up and support LGBTQ plus youth and stop this insane attack on our children who know who they are.
Yelling, basically, at the congressman, cursing at the congressman, and making the argument that children should be able to determine their own gender. When he starts to respond.
Number one, no. Of course you're not, because you're a fascist. You're a trace. You're a race traitor, and you're a fascist.
He starts to answer, and she won't hear it, calls him a fascist, because that's what these people do. They don't even know what it means. And then calls him a race traitor. The liberal white woman called the black man a race traitor. You're doing it to yourselves. I can't help you. And there are indeed women out there who are on the left who must look at this and be like, oh, dear Lord. What is this? There is no controlling this nonsense behavior. This is what the Democratic Party created. They love this. And they love the idea of just screaming fascist when anybody disagrees with them. But race traitor is something special.
I asked you a question. Says you wanted me to. I said I don't agree. And then you start yelling at me. You call me a fascist. You call me a race traitor. And you want me to agree with you? What are you talking about, ma'am? I'm a constitutionalist. Ma'am, I'm a constitutionalist. I believe in freedom.
Rest my case. You want me to pay attention to these people? Nah. You let them sway your vote? Oh, that's nutty. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's going on?
Northbound 65, out of the north split a little bit slow to West Street. Hancock County, what's happening if you're heading out to Knightstown this morning, maybe the Ohio State line, eastbound 70, there is a crash after County Road 200 West, that's still a couple miles shy of State Road 9 Greenfield. It's blocking the right lane and causing stop-and-go traffic for about a mile and a half. Again, that's eastbound 70 before State Road 9 and County Road 200 West. It's a crash in the construction zone. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
It's Hammer and Nigel show, 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's Beer Sample Friday. We're going to have some barguments. Are you guys ready to have some fun? It's been a long week. 93 WIBC.
That's Matt Bear for Trajan Wealth, preparing for the future. Means having a good plan and making smart investments. And Trajan Wealth is ready to help you manage your money. Whether it's retirement, taxes, estate, when it comes to investing, Trajan can do it all. Call Trajan Wealth and let them be your fiduciary advisors. Their first appointment is free. Schedule at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. What I really like is how they make you feel like an individual, like your dreams or your financial future are their number one priority. It offers this secure feeling, which is so important right now with the markets being the markets. Trajan Wealth is always checking and monitoring those markets for you, then advise you on a course of action that serves you and none other. Call and schedule a consultation, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing for everyone on most new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Navigator MSRP $105,575, Nautilus MSRP $61,995, Corsair MSRP $47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Johns Hopkins University has found that just mild hearing loss doubles your risk of dementia, so hearing loss isn't something to ignore.
But hearing aids are so expensive and ugly.
Not anymore. Meet Audien Hearing. You can get nearly invisible hearing aids without a prescription starting at $98 a pair, and they're ready to use right out of the box. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health. And with over 1 million customers, Audien is easy to trust. Visit AudienHearing.com. That's AUDIEN Hearing.com.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
The latest from the debacle that is property taxes.
Join us Friday noon on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The bill heads to the state Senate. It's 39 degrees on a Friday morning in downtown Indianapolis. Your high today, 51. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31.
Now, are we going to ask some people to do more with less? Yeah, we are, because I think it's important that local property tax owners get relief.
House Speaker Todd Houston talking about the property tax bill amended many times that passed out of the House Thursday. Here's Republican State Rep Jeff Thompson of Lisden.
For farmers, great gain, great benefit. Over $125 million of savings over the next 3 years.
And Democratic State Representative Carrie Hamilton weighing in.
I can't support this bill, unfortunately. My dad is a disabled American veteran who owns a home in Brown County. I know he'll be glad to get that credit. Overall, I know he'll be sad to see public services hurt. And overall, his neighbors not see real property tax relief, real tax relief.
It now returns to the Senate for final action. The U.S. Supreme Court says the Trump administration must facilitate the release of Kilmar Obrego Garcia, a Maryland man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador.
In short, the court says the administration must give Obrego Garcia due process and a chance to make his case. The court writes in an unsigned decision the order properly requires the government to facilitate Obrego Garcia's release from custody in El Salvador and to ensure that his case is handled as it would have been had he not been improperly sent to El Salvador.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. Obrego Garcia was deported last month. The Trump administration says he's part of MS-13. Secretary of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is saying that new research efforts will discover the cause of autism by September. The Secretary of Health and Human Services made the comment Thursday at a White House cabinet meeting. Child pornography and drugs found at a home in Vandenberg County. Here's Chris Davis.
In Evansville, Tyler Vest, who's been under investigation since January when prosecutors say he uploaded an illegal image to Kick, was put under arrest. When police searched his house, they found shrooms, LSD, weed, meth, and cocaine. So they went back and got another search warrant for drugs and went back at it. They say he admitted to the drugs being his and to downloading child pornography. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The price of eggs is at a record high just ahead of Easter. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says that the average price of Eggs, it hit $6.13. Economists warn the price could go even higher in the weeks ahead. Sports on WIBC brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com at Gainbridge Fieldhouse Thursday night.
Pacers wrap up home court for the opening round with a 114-112 win over Cleveland.
Mark Boyle on the Elevance Health Radio Network. Jarris Walker scored 15 points off the bench and spoke to Pat Boylan on the postgame show.
We're maturing. We're getting better each and every night. Our fans have been great for us, and we're ready to go.
Big night for Jarris Walker. He came in for some defensive stops at the end there as well.
Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle talking about what home court advantage means in the first round of the playoffs.
You got to take a bit different mindset into the playoffs when you're the home team. But that's a challenge we're looking forward to.
And this is the first time since 2014 that the Pacers have secured a top 4 seed and home court advantage in the playoff series. The Indianapolis Colts are now down a kicker. They released Matt Gay Thursday afternoon. Even though he had 2 years left on his contract, the team is saving about $3 million in cap space. Major League Baseball, the Cincinnati Reds begin a series with the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight in Cincy, and the Chicago Cubs are in L.A. to take on Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:35, traffic on the 5s. How the roads looking, Matt Bear?
All right, Ryan, southbound 65 looking fantastic from 38th Kessler down to Meridian Penn, and we do have no delays going out to the airport right now if you're on westbound 70 from downtown out to the airport collector. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Man Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
37 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:35.
Whenever I'm out a wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen. Where friendly folks can gather and raise the rafters.
Everybody needs some nude Minotaur cufflinks, no? Just me? Just me. Tony Katz. 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. During downtime, I'm getting ready for what's next on the show, on the program. I find myself on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm looking at all sorts of stuff, cool stuff, odd stuff, strange stuff, interesting stuff. There's a lot of crap. There is. The Marketplace, by the way, brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash, so go get it. The Attorney General has it and would like to give it to you. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Check it out for yourself. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It is free. So go do that. And so there are things on Facebook Marketplace. And I bring the odd things to you. And we post it at WIBC.com. And today, Matt Bear, how you doing, Matt? You doing all right, Matt?
Never better. How are you?
Well, you mean never?
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah. No, I'm good. How are you doing? Happy Friday. Woo!
You've peaked?
Yeah, peaked. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Matt, do you know what a Minotaur is?
Oh, that's a half man, half horse, half bull.
Right. It would be the head and tail of a bull and the body of a man.
So cool. I'm going to be one someday.
Right. If you just keep at it and keep drinking those protein shakes.
Watch me.
Somebody is selling vintage gold cufflinks. I was like, ooh. I've started to become very interested in cufflinks and changing styles around to dress shirts that do cufflinks. I think I can get away. Maybe I saw too much Daredevil and I want to go full Wilson Fisk without, of course, killing my father with a hammer. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Gosh, that's embarrassing. And so cufflinks, I like the idea of cufflinks. I think I'd enjoy that. These are Dante cufflinks, nude Minotaur pan and lover. And if you look at them, there is this Minotaur on top of this naked lady, like he is about to pounce. There is going to be some pouncing going on right here. That is so childlike. Producer Carl.
Thank you, Carl.
You got to go a little more classy.
Hey, phrase it.
There you go. That's how it's done. And I looked it up because I wanted to share with you what I could find about these cufflinks. This is what I found out, Matt Bear.
Uh-oh.
Right here.
It's a tearjerker.
Well, maybe. These mythical cufflinks show Pan, the god of the woods, in pursuit of one of his many lovers. The museum masterpiece collection of men's jewelry reaches across 2,000 years to recreate the ancient art of cameo carving. These are authentic Inculé, I think I'm pronouncing that right, stones. Exact reproductions of original carvings in our masterpiece collection, selected from the museums of the Mediterranean, where Greek and Roman artisans flourished from 400 BC to 300 AD. That's pretty fancy, right?
Lifestyles of the rich and Tony.
Right? I had to... how am I not getting paid just to do that voice?
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, that's voiceover right there. Voiceover work. You should be a cartoon character, voiceover guy.
I should be a cartoon character, which, according to some of the lefties in Indianapolis, I already am.
Oh, well, they don't know anything.
No. What? They don't know anything.
My buddy Lefty doesn't know anything.
Oh, Lefty.
Yeah,
he's a
criminal.
treat.
Criminal.
So here's the question, Matt Bear.
Yeah.
What do you think of these cufflinks? And there's a couple more in the box that you could use. What do you think of these cufflinks?
One of them has a dog touching a woman's boob. I'm not
exactly
sure how I
what
feel
I've been
about
talking
that.
About. It's not a dog.
It's a dog. It's anatomically correct or whatever you want to say. That's a little offensive. And this poor woman is just laying there, just kind of
dramatic reading, and you break it down to dog touch booby.
Oh, come here, Nichols. Come here. I have my shirt off. Good boy. This is the ones in the back. Listen. I think cufflinks are cool. Nobody's wearing cufflinks. I want to wear cufflinks. I think it's awesome. But the ones in the back kind of look like I don't know what they look like no-bake cookies before they're cooked.
Yeah, so there's a set that looked like gold nuggets. Like if I was in the movie Casino, I'd wear these. Like, hey, I'm gonna get the papers, which is good, fellas. But neither here nor there.
Doesn't matter.
The other ones are. If you think that the naked dog, it's a minotaur.
No, it is.
It's so classy,
it looks like a race dog.
By the way, I'll remind you,
racing
Matt,
dog.
Kids are listening.
I mean, kids might wear cufflinks. Okay, I mean, did you not wear cufflinks to 5th grade? I mean, seriously. The ones on the back right look like they shoot lasers.
Right.
Some sort of dangerous laser. Listen, I think this is a good set. If you're wearing the dogs, I mean, I don't know. That one, you better be a bellhop or something. It just doesn't look like something that the kind of conversation you want to have as a conversation starter. I don't know. This is my
these cufflinks there's 4 sets, $450.
Boom.
You in or you out?
No, definitely. No, I don't even know what's happening here.
Dog, naked lady. I'm sorry, Minotaur. Why am I listening to you?
It's a
Minotaur.
dog. It's a dog. I mean, it's a third of a dog.
Some of the finest works in history, and you're like, I'll pass.
You're right. It's not entire dog. I mean, a Minotaur, but it is part dog. So what I said was accurate. Everybody looks
part dog.
It's of course it is. It's a mythical
bull,
Greek creature.
Head of bull, feet of bull, torso of man. Nothing having to do with dog.
Torso of a horse. That's what it does.
It's not.
Torso of a horse. Strong mythical beast. You know.
You're a strong mythical beast.
Yes, sir. I'm out. I can't afford $450 for cufflinks. That's all.
Okay.
I have no money.
That's fine. Also, yeah, that's a little pricey. That's a little pricey. But I'm telling you right now, and I'm serious. I have been considering cufflinks and thinking about them. Like, how do I change this? I want to change that. Could I get away with the Minotaur naked lady cufflinks?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could. I couldn't. You know, you don't wear those to where I go. But yeah, I mean, it would be fun. You know, I mean, as long as you. And then I see that it's anatomically correct. I was about to go in on him, and I'm like, I just can't. No, I don't think you can. I'm out. Totally.
Okay.
100% out.
All right. No cufflinks for you?
No, none of that.
You can find these on the marketplace. We've got a full listing at WIBC.com, presented by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. If you have other cufflinks you think Matt should wear, send them his way at Matt in Traffic on the Twitter X. He'd love to see the photos.
Thank you.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
You love spring and indies, so don't spend it painting. Do what your neighbor Mike did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Way better than paint, backed by a 25-year warranty. Right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Now that spring is here, storms can happen at any time. WIBC will alert you to severe weather from the Chapman Heating Storm Desk. For all your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and drains, call the man for all seasons. Chapman. Go to ChapmanHeating.com.
Traffic on the 5s, Matt Bear, what's happening?
Hancock County eastbound as 70. Past County Road 200 West crash, blocking the right lane. And we're stopped for about 2 miles, moving but slowly. This is eastbound 70 between Mount Comfort Road and State Road 9. So if you're considering US 40, you need to exit at Mount Comfort Road. Inbound 69 drags just a bit before 82nd Street. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Ethan Hatcher is in our chat room. Matt Bear, Ethan from Saturdays on the Circle, and he believes that Tony Katz is definitely the kind of guy who wore cufflinks in the 5th grade.
I know things.
For the record, no.
You didn't?
No. Oh, no. Things got better for Tony. Fifth grade wasn't a good time.
No.
No.
That's the tough one. Cursive writing.
Somewhere I should post the photo of how my mother sent me to school for picture day in the black button down with the embroidered roses on it. Looked like a country western shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I feel bad for you.
Oh, you should.
That's tough. That's a tough
I have
gig.
Overcome. I have.
Ooh,
I somewhere I must have it.
Why'd she do that to you?
It's. And my mother's listening. Diane, you did this to me. Thank you.
Pick out that one thing. Erase all the good.
37 degrees. Oh, yeah. Right. It was only one thing, Matt. It's whatever you say.
Right.
37 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at the time is 7:47.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a D-SNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A D-SNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials, too. With a Humana D-SNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. If spring cleaning has you thinking about spring upgrading, this is the month to do it. Freshen up your home's look, boost your energy efficiency, and save big during Universal Windows Direct's Spring Home Improvement event. Right now, it's their classic fan favorite offer. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And for a limited time, Universal Windows Direct is also offering no interest until 2030. That's right. Upgrade your home today and don't pay a cent in interest for 6 whole years. And here's the real spring surprise. Get a bonus $500 off your home improvement project. There's never been a better time to bundle and save with Universal Windows Direct. Some restrictions may apply, so call today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Get all the information and schedule your totally free in-home estimate. And see everything for yourself on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com, universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Johns Hopkins University has found that just mild hearing loss doubles your risk of dementia, so hearing loss isn't something to ignore.
But hearing aids are so expensive and ugly.
Not anymore. Meet Audion Hearing. You can get nearly invisible hearing aids without a prescription starting at $98 a pair, and they're ready to use right out of the box. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, and with over 1 million customers, Audion is easy to trust. Visit audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com. From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance.
Johns Hopkins University has found that just mild hearing loss doubles your risk of dementia, so hearing loss isn't something to ignore.
But hearing aids are so expensive and ugly.
Not anymore. Meet Audion Hearing. You can get nearly invisible hearing aids without a prescription starting at $98 a pair, and they're ready to use right out of the box. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, and with over 1 million customers, Audion is easy to trust. Visit audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Campus of Purdue University. Turning Point was there. Turning Point USA. I guess Charlie Kirk was in town. I don't know the guy. I think I've met him once. Tony Katz, I think. 93 WIBC. Good morning. I think I did, yeah. And he does this college tour. And he has other people there with Turning Point, and they're doing interviews. And there's this guy doing an interview with this woman. And as these interviews go, there's disagreement. And in the disagreement comes, of course, this woman throwing a drink in this guy's face. Did I say hello? Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Hey, what's going on? Let me set the scene. I don't know the guy. I did find out some people didn't mention who it was, and I said, well, if he wants to come on the show and explain what happened and his take and how he felt, and I'd be greatly appreciative of that. Topher, United States Air Force veteran, according to his Twitter X bio, and a contributor to Turning Point USA. He is a black man. This was a white woman. He is a pretty big guy. She is, if a strong wind came, she'd fall over. They're disagreeing. She throws a cup of water in his face. He doesn't yell. He doesn't scream. He doesn't menace. he just wipes the water out of his face. And the girl who threw the water on him doesn't move, doesn't walk away. That this guy, Topher, didn't react, caught her off guard. See, if he had reacted with some over-the-top or aggressive reaction, then it proves, you see, you're terrible. But he didn't. He went full Chris Rock. Now she's left there to have to figure out what it is she just did. She didn't get the reaction, so how can one be justified? Because look what I did. He's not some thing anymore. He's a person who was just engaged in a conversation, no name calling. You just didn't like the conversation. Now the question is, after you see that, and you see that this is what the left does and they have to stop, what will Purdue do? Is it assault? And is the student, if they're a student, expelled? I'm asking that question. Matt Barrett's got traffic. I apologize for the delay.
All right, Tony, eastbound 70 Hancock County, a crash between Mount Comfort Road and State Road 9. It's just after County Road 200 West. It has the right lane blocked. And traffic stop and go for about 1.5 miles to 2 miles. If you want to avoid the delay, pick up 40 from Mount Comfort Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland. Online at drexelin.com. Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
People always forget that their garage is part of the house, and they never seem to treat it right, especially when you see those exposed concrete floors that have all those stains and cracks. It makes your entire garage look bad. And then you see the bad epoxy jobs, and that's even worse. You can have a garage that looks like a showroom with Comer & Cross. A new Comer & Cross premium garage floor will transform your garage in one day, and they can do the same thing for your patio and basement. A Comer & Cross concrete floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And you can call right now and get your free garage floor, patio, or basement estimate and have your own showroom in your garage. Call Comer & Cross right now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. Comer & Cross for your new garage floor. Go to comercross.com. That's C-O-M-E-R, comercross.com.
Look around. Spring is here. And no matter what you're planning or planting, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So spring forward in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. So spring forward, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit Hubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me.
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
It's Terry Stacy. How many of you started the year with good intentions of losing weight and getting in shape by spring? Well, if you didn't hit that goal, Exercise Inc. can help. Exercise Inc. has been helping people get stronger, build muscle, lose weight, and transform their health for over 20 years. The program works, and guess what? It only takes 20 minutes a week. Their unique training method was developed in an osteoporosis research study to help prevent bone mineral loss in older women. The women in the study ended up getting very strong in a short amount of time. When the method was applied to normal, healthy adults, both men and women got a lot stronger. Their Simple 9 nutritional program has helped their clients lose over 37,000 pounds since 2013, and they've seen clients lower their blood pressure, improve their blood sugar, and get off prescription meds. Their coaches are professional, their gyms are private. Get started now before summer gets here. Locations in Avon, Brownsburg, Fishers, Greenwood, and Zionsville. Change your life in 20 minutes a week. Go to exerciseinc.com.
Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing for everyone on most new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Navigator MSRP $105,575, Nautilus MSRP $61,995, Corsair MSRP $47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, a bill that passed out of the House is close to becoming law. What a Hoosier sheriff said after a tornado touched down in his community Thursday, and what prosecutors are saying about a sentence for a woman that killed 2 people. After Fox News, you are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis on a Friday morning. It's 8 o'clock.
China retaliates again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The Chinese reaction this morning is not terribly surprising, but certainly unfortunate.
That's what U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer just told Fox.
They did raise the tariffs overnight, but the Chinese are putting out the word now today that they are done matching the Trump U.S. tariffs. They don't think it's worth matching tariff for tariff anymore with these economic sanctions that they call a joke.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House.
The Chinese rate on U.S. imports is now 125%. The new U.S. rate on Chinese imports, 145%.
Now, on Wall Street, stock futures are down, but only by a little bit after another plunge yesterday following the Wednesday rebound, as the U.S. tries to negotiate deals with other countries after President Trump paused the tariffs on them. But the goal, he says, is reducing a big trade deficit.
No president was willing to take it on, but you had to. It's not sustainable. It wasn't sustainable.
This morning, the president will get his annual physical medical checkup. He says he's never felt better. There's an update on a controversial deportation.
Kilmer, if you can hear me, I'm still fighting for you.
The morning after Kilmar, Abrego Garcia's wife, Jennifer, urged the Supreme Court to intervene. She got her wish. The justices ruled the Trump administration has to facilitate Garcia's return from a jail cell in El Salvador, where he was sent by error on those flights taking alleged gang members. But Republican Senator Eric Schmidt insists Garcia's not so innocent, telling Fox.
This guy is deportable. This guy is a gang member. He is an MS-13 member, and they can deport him.
An American has been jailed in Russia. Back in the U.S., Ksenia Carolina's plane landed at Joint Base Andrews last night, freed in a prisoner swap. Carolina had been convicted of treason after going to visit her family in Russia, where she is also a citizen. Her crime was donating about $50 to a charity for Ukraine. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
For some people, it's a win. For others, not so much. You have a cloudy sky, but a clear radar. It's 39 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your high today, 52. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. The Indiana House approved an amended property tax bill Thursday. Here's John Herrick.
Republican State Representative Jeff Thompson of Liston says this is a win for Hoosier homeowners and taxpayers.
For farmers, great gain, great benefit. Over $125 million of savings over the next 3 years.
He says it also exempts more small businesses from paying business personal property tax, but critics of this bill say the decrease in property taxes is offset by an increase to income taxes. The bill has to be reviewed by the Senate again. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Wind speeds of 105 miles an hour. That's what an EF1 tornado that touched down in Princeton, Indiana Thursday brought.
There's power lines there. There's power lines on the road. We do not need additional victims. It took me too long to get here for this because of looky-loos.
The Gibson County Sheriff surveying the damage on a Facebook Live video.
Best thing you can do right now is stay at home, let us do our work.
And thankfully, nobody was injured. There were plenty of homes that were destroyed, though. A person riding a bicycle was hit and killed by someone driving a motorcycle Thursday. The collision happened on the southeast side of Indianapolis near the intersection of East Troy Avenue and Tyndall Streets. The cops are still looking into this. A woman who killed two people in separate crashes 3 years ago has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. Marion County Chief Trial Deputy Dan Chickney explains the deal.
The plea agreement was the end product of a lot of very challenging conversations with the victims' families in this case, who expressed their desire for these two cases not to go to trial, to be resolved with the certainty of a plea agreement.
And the Marion County prosecutor's name is Dan Chickney. He explained the deal with Kelly Anderson. Anderson was told by doctors not to drive because she had been involved in 5 crashes before the crashes that killed the two people. On a farm in Marshall County, a woman died Thursday in a rare kind of accident. Chris Davis has that story.
A woman who was trying to get some grain unstuck inside a bin was able to get it loose, but slid down with the grain and died, says Dean Byers, Marshall County coroner. Her exact cause of death as yet undetermined.
We don't know. An autopsy's been scheduled for tomorrow.
That's Friday. He identified the woman as 58-year-old Marilyn Miller of Mishawaka. Byers says the accident happened about 10 o'clock this morning on a farm halfway between Plymouth and Bourbon. He says in all his years as coroner, this is the only grain bin death he's seen. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Get ready for a springtime twist this Saturday in Avon. Here's Terry Stacy.
Indiana on Tap and Washington Township Parks in Avon host Kegs and Eggs Craft Beer Fest and Adult Easter Egg Hunt on Saturday.
We have over 25 breweries, wineries, and distilleries that are coming out. So people will have unlimited samples. And then about 3 o'clock, we'll have an Easter egg hunt, which is always a fun time. Going to have some great music, some great food options.
That's Allison Snyder, 2 to 5 at Washington Township Park Pavilion Center, IndianaOnTap.com for tickets. Terry Stacy, WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Crash Hancock County, eastbound 70 past County Road 200 West. The right lane is closed and traffic is stopped for about a mile and a half. Looking at the east side, northbound 465 slow after 70 up to Penn Pike. Traffic lights flashing red 38th at Sherman. Crash southeast side, Brookville Road at Shortridge. That's to the west of 465 on Brookville. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. What are we feeling?
Hey, good morning. We're starting out with mostly cloudy skies with dry conditions. I do think we're going to see sunshine later this afternoon. It's going to be breezy and cool with highs around 53. Tonight's clear and chilly. We have a freeze warning that goes in place. Here in the city, I think we'll drop to about 33, but outside of Indianapolis, temperatures may fall into the upper 20s, near freezing. Saturday, I know we're going to have that frosty start, but sunny skies, seasonable, highs near 60, and 66 on Sunday under a partly cloudy sky.
That's Tara Hastings right there of Wish TV. Tara, thank you. We've got, what do we have, 37 degrees? I'll take it. In the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Who am I kidding? It should be way warmer than that. The time is 8:07. At war with us. It has nothing to do with tariffs. Look what Trump has done, and he created this giant war, and everything's going to be more expensive. Oh, guys, be perfectly clear. Prices are going to go up. Prices are going to go up. Of course they will. We're at 145% tariffs on their goods. They're at 125% tariffs on our goods. That's going to go up today. Why would I believe not? Would seem an odd thing to believe. Things will cost more. It's a trade war. It's what happens. Even the tariffs that have been put on pause are still We've added 10%. You think the business is going to take it? I understand what it is the administration asked business to do. I think the administration was out of their mind. Real life is real life. Of course we end up paying it. It's like when the left says we need to increase corporate tax rates. We pay it. I think the more than people not wanting to admit that it's a trade war and it will increase prices, the political left, the people who love tariffs and all of a sudden don't want to see them, the people who want to say, look what Trump is doing to the economy, but this is exactly what they allowed to happen for 4 years with Joe Biden, and they said nothing. They told us things were great. We were just too dumb to see it. We've always been honest. That is not about to change at all. And it's another reminder, I am not going to be paying attention to these people who were dishonest for the last 4 years. All of a sudden, you've got an assessment? No. It's like the whole idea of due process, which I favor. Now you're a textualist? If you are indeed somebody who says, well, the Fifth Amendment says no person will be deprived due process, and that refers to illegal immigrants as well. Now show me where in the Constitution it says same-sex marriage, and let's overturn the Obergefell decision. I didn't say you couldn't pass an amendment. I didn't say you couldn't pass a law. It's fine by me. Same-sex marriage doesn't bother me. I think that the term marriage, I got to admit, I always see it as one man and one woman, and that's not about to change. But people living their lives together and having the same tax benefits and other quote-unquote rights, you're not getting an argument. The issue with the Obergefell decision from the very beginning was that it was creating this law, this right out of whole cloth. It's not in the Constitution. That's been the issue. You can't decide something's there that isn't. How do I know this? Because look at what the left is telling me. You must have due process. It's right there. Right. I agree. However, we can also agree that the courts have ruled that due process for the illegal alien is different than the due process for the citizen. We also have to agree to that part. That's all I'm asking. I didn't say you couldn't create law. I didn't say you couldn't engage amendments to the Constitution. It's all fine by me. But now you're all of a sudden you're textualist. So I'm asking you to be consistent. But that's not what they do. All right, move that to the side. I cannot wait for some lefty to come out. Tony Katz opposes same-sex marriage. You know that's coming. You know that's coming. They don't listen. They only react. What you cannot allow yourself to be bothered by that. I had somebody yesterday. I was talking about something on Tony Katz today. I was talking about the situation in Great Britain. And if that King William, who will be king, does not do something, the United Kingdom will be an Islamist nation. I didn't say Muslim nation. I said Islamist nation because that is what's happening. All I'm utilizing is reports and data. And someone wrote to me, goes, I usually listen to you, but that was so racist. There was nothing racist about what I said. You want me to say it again? Because I will. There is a problem. The problem is not your Muslim neighbor. The problem is the Islamist who wants a caliphate and Sharia law. It's a problem, and it's a problem for everybody. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm going to discuss it. The UK has a problem, and if King William doesn't do something about it, he will be the last king of England. There it is. Honesty. It seems to be an undervalued trait. Prices are going to go up. But Trump will have a better time dealing with it because America is more okay with a fight against China than just an all-out trade war for nothing more than just the giggles of the thing. Something focused people can get behind. I'll have more on this coming up. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Now, this is a time to sell your house, but how exactly do you do it in this market? Interest rate questions, other concerns. Activity is up because this is the season, but yet Some homes are sitting on the market. It's more than just putting your house for sale. You need an expert who can maximize equity and minimize hassle. That's the key. That expert, that's Mark Dietel. Maybe you got this issue, right? You got the challenging market. You're not sure if your house is going to sell for what you think your house is worth. Mark Dietel is the real estate expert, trusted and recommended. With the sale of your home, Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Just pick your move date. No long-term contracts you can cancel at any time. Andrew in downtown Noblesville said, recently retired, our goal was to sell our home of 30 years, buy an RV, and spend summers traveling to Montana and winters in Arizona. Mark Dietel's team made it happen fast. We went under contract in 3 days, over asking, with no contingencies. You want to talk to the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Talk to Mark Dietel today. 317-755-4232. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
Looking at northbound 6570, Tony, a small delay here. Stop and go traffic, Michigan Street out to Meridian Penn. East side northbound 465, slow after 70 up to Penn Pike. 82nd Street still shut down from Bash to Craig for Nickel Plate Trail construction. That's going on until April 15th. Crash southeast side Brookville Road west of 465, and we have a report that we are flashing red at 38th at Sherman. Please take turns. That's a tough one. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
37 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:16.
Have you seen the color at Sundown Gardens? The greenhouse is bursting with an incredible selection of great tropical plants. Mandevillas, ferns, palms, and more, all in stock now at Sundown. There's just so much going on around the garden center, nursery, and greenhouse. You have to stop in and see it all for yourself. This week, they also have 50% off all Easter decor in Miss Mary's gift shop. Visit Sundown Gardens for all things spring. Sundown Gardens is located on the corner of 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield. SundownGardens.com.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing for everyone on most new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Navigator MSRP $105,575, Nautilus MSRP $61,995, Corsair MSRP $47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Prada is buying Versace. $1.4 billion. And there's the purpose of this story is not that, everybody's Matt Bear and wearing nothing but Prada and Versace clothing day in and day out. Do you know how much extra tight t-shirts cost? Whew. Matt Bear pays serious cash for those. This is the fact that even when the market is rough, there is still opportunity and people will take advantage of it. I state that this trade war nonsense is going to make the price of things go up. In the chat room saying some things will go up. Are we really making that level of argument? Because that's a sophist's argument. I say let's not do that. We're gonna now get into a contest of what some means. No. Things are going to go up. But that doesn't mean that all is lost. And this is where I preach no panic. There's no point in it. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. And there are opportunities. And people have bought the dips, and they're going to buy other dips, and maybe they didn't, and maybe they sold. I don't know. I'm not you. What I know is that when you have opportunity and you see an opportunity, you take it. And that's what Prada seems to be doing here. There was a deal for Versace, which is owned by a group called Capri Holdings. I guess there was another sale that was being considered. That wasn't going to happen. And so they decided to move this one off. 2023, Capri was going to sell itself to Coach. Actually, the owner of Coach, a group called Tapestry, for $8.5 billion. But that deal died. And so this deal of kind of piecing things out came to be. Personally, that Versace is only worth $1.4 billion, I think that's the biggest part of this story. $1.4 billion. Hold on, I'm getting people messaging. Oh, people are sending me stories now about what's going on and issues with the Federal Trade Commission. I'm going to have to read that. So maybe there's even more to the story. Look at that. Fashion brings everybody together. By the way, fashion matters, which brings us to Harley Davidson, which is absolutely fashion. You think it's a motorcycle company. We'll take the colors black and orange. We'll just write Harley Davidson in orange on a black T-shirt, and we'll sell it for $85. People are going to pay $85? $85? Wait till you see how much they pay for our leather jackets. How much are they going to pay for the leather jackets? We're going to make more on the leather jackets than we do on the motorcycles. I mean, it's unbelievable. But they've got a CEO named Zeitz. I do not know how to pronounce his first name, Jochen. Well, this was the guy who was getting super duper woke. Just like many of these companies were doing. Everything was woke all the time. They didn't know how to not be super woke. This was him talking about becoming the Taliban.
Then I became a board member on Harley Davidson. Now you could ask, what am I doing here? And of course, Harley is all about the sound and the smell of the Harley Davidson, isn't it? So I became the Taliban again in a sustainable way. I decided to create a sustainability committee on the board, which I'm still chairing today.
People buy Harleys if they can afford a Harley because of how it makes them feel. He wanted to say what we need to do at Harley Davidson is take on capitalism.
Paul Pullman from Unilever, Richard, myself, and many others from around the world, Mo Ibrahim from Africa, Ngozi, the finance minister of Nigeria, and, in order to really try and redefine the role and purpose of business. So here again, now we are trying to take on traditional capitalism and try and redefine it.
He is out. Now, he's staying on until his successor is replaced. I cannot answer the question of whether or not the wokeness took him out of his job or the market took him out of his job. Harley has been facing issues. They are expensive. I'm not saying anything about the build or anything else. I'm the last guy in the world who could have a real detailed conversation about the build of a Harley Davidson. But I can discuss where the brand has been seen, where younger generations are with motorcycles, which is to say, not seeing Harley as their brand. There has been a very, very slow pivot to try and capture that audience, and it has had a huge effect. This, from the CEO, had an effect on those who already owned Harleys. And if we remember, was it Sturgis? It was Sturgis last year. The Harley tent, people just walked right by. They wouldn't engage. Not engaging with Harley at one of the great motorcycle rallies in the world? That tells you a lot. And that tells you that maybe you've got a CEO, a leader who isn't connected. So much of what we see in brand is about that connection. And I will say that millennials did a remarkably good job of demanding this. And you see, for example, in the bourbon world, it wasn't enough to try a bourbon. They wanted to know where the bourbon was from. They wanted to know what was happening with the bourbon. They wanted to understand its history. And that, I think, was actually very helpful to the entire world. By the way, bourbon is taking hits because Gen Z and younger, well, I shouldn't say really younger, but Gen Z, they're not drinkers. And so they're into the mocktails, the non-alcoholic, so you're seeing much less sales. And then the boom is over from COVID. People are back at work. They don't have the time to drink all day. And also Buffalo Trace, the flooding on the Ohio, underwater. That's going to be a potential very big issue. Just like the AJ Fernandez fire in Nicaragua. I don't know if you heard about it. Millions of already rolled cigars destroyed. This happened like 2 weeks ago. Absolutely brutal. And yes, could lead to a price increase for certain brands on cigars. Millions of already finished cigars destroyed. I cried. I didn't cry, but I felt horrible for them. And with Buffalo Trace, this flooding could cause problems. But the idea of connecting to your audience and how you connect to them and getting them on that instinctual level, that's where Bud Light fell apart, because you had this VP say, we're this terrible brand that isn't, really connecting and we're not woke enough and we're not inclusive enough. No, be funny, be a little frat humor, and let people drink beer at a low price. That's what you do. Be cool in that way with your advertising. The connection matters. And I think that's maybe where Harley truly fell out. And certainly you're falling out if you're saying our job was to redefine capitalism, which was not your job. Your job was to remind people that riding a Harley is the most freeing experience and American experience in the world. And my God, it should be what you dream about when you put your head on the pillow. I am ready to be the new CEO of Harley Davidson. I'm just too afraid to ride a motorcycle. I do not know if that's a deal breaker. Sidecar. Oh, Daddy will do a sidecar. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Northbound 69 northeast side. It's a stall after 82nd Street in the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to 465. Lights out, 38th at Sherman, flashing red, in fact. Please take turns at that intersection. Northbound 65 is 70 slow, Washington, up to Meridian Penn. And a crash on the southeast side, Brookville Road, west of 465. That's at Short Ridge Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
The latest from the debacle that is property taxes.
Join us Friday noon on 93 WIBC.
That's Matt Bear for Trajan Wealth, preparing for the future. means having a good plan and making smart investments. And Trajan Wealth is ready to help you manage your money. Whether it's retirement, taxes, estate, when it comes to investing, Trajan can do it all. Call Trajan Wealth and let them be your fiduciary advisors. Their first appointment is free. Schedule at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. What I really like is how they make you feel like an individual, like your dreams or your financial future are their number one priority. It offers this secure feeling, which is so important right now with the markets being the markets. Trajan Wealth is always checking and monitoring those markets for you, then advise you on a course of action that serves you and none other. Call and schedule a consultation, 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity.
So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rate supply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
We all need a certain level of socialization to remain mentally sharp and healthy, especially when living with a life-altering diagnosis. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. Coming up are suggestions that can help improve that loneliness your loved one may have.
Cardon and Associates offers the finest senior living options tailored to your loved one's needs. Reservations are now being accepted for new apartments at Copper Trace in Westfield. Visit cardon.com.
Create a routine that both you and your loved one can look forward to. Plan social activities and outings. They promote connection and reduce those feelings of isolation. Recruit your friends and family to participate. And if possible, use adult day centers to engage your loved one and give you that much needed break. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access the library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
More children than ever are being diagnosed with autism. You have a cloudy sky and it's 37 degrees. In downtown Indianapolis, a little bit of wind, feels a little bit colder than that. 52 is the high today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. 1 in 31. That's how many kids are being diagnosed with autism.
It's a horrible statistic, isn't it? And there's got to be something artificial out there that's doing this. So you think you're going to have a pretty good idea, huh?
We will know by September.
There will be no bigger news conference than that.
That's President Trump at a cabinet meeting Thursday, speaking with Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Telling President Trump he's launching a massive testing and research effort to determine the cause of autism. Kennedy has vowed to end the chronic disease epidemic that didn't exist in the U.S. just decades ago.
That's Fox's Jeff Manasso. RFK Jr. says he'll have a full report and know the cause of autism by September. There was an EF1 tornado that touched down Thursday in Princeton, Indiana.
In this particular case, there were several structures that had roof damage, including the high school, numerous tree damage, including trees uprooted, and, of course, caused down power lines as well.
That's Alan Deegan, a forecaster at the National Weather Service office in Paducah, Kentucky.
Traveled for approximately 1.2 miles and then lifted at about 3:52 p.m.
And Deegan says nobody was injured injured. This is Indiana's 44th tornado of the year. An amended property tax bill is one step closer to becoming law, but John Herrick reports not everybody is on board with it.
The House passed the latest version of it, and it has the approval of Indiana's Governor Mike Braun. Assistant Democratic Caucus Chair Ed Delaney says this bill was put together using Braun math.
But Braun math says if I save you a nickel in your left pocket, I can take 15 nickels out of your right pocket.
He says Braun, the House Speaker, and the President Pro Tem are like school kids who couldn't handle what the teacher was throwing at them, so they quit the effort, left the teacher a small apple, and went home. The bill heads back to the Senate. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Cops in Vanderburgh County fully expect to find child pornography when they searched a house Tuesday. Chris Davis reports they found something they did not expect.
Drugs and plenty of them. Deputies say their suspect, Tyler Vest, admitted the weed, meth, cocaine, LSD, and shrooms found in the house were his. They also packed up the computer, hard drive, cell phone, and other electronic devices to look for the child porn. They were there because of a cyber tip that he had uploaded an illicit image to Kick Messenger. Vest is under arrest. The judge initially let him out on bond for the narcotics charge, but Vest was rearrested on probable cause. The investigators would find child pornography on his devices. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
AES Indiana said about 120 people showed up last night at the Julia M. Carson Transit Center to talk about their electricity bills. AES Indiana says Indiana had its coldest winter since 2014. Sports on WIBC brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com.
3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter downtown. Indiana 110. Cleveland 107. Halliburton again. Same result. This time from dead on.
Mark Boyle calling a Tyrese Halliburton three-pointer along the Elevance Health Radio Network. The Pacers beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 114-112 Thursday with the win. The Pacers lock up home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs.
It's a special year, especially the way we started, 10-15, 10-16, whatever the case may be. Just really proud of our group and, how we've been able to change the direction of our season.
And the Pacers wrap up the regular season schedule at home tonight with the Orlando Magic. They end the regular season on the road Sunday. Justin Rose is sitting up top the leaderboard in the first round of the Masters. The Masters got underway about an hour ago. Rose shot a 7 under 65 in the opening round on Thursday. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at northbound 69 at 82nd Street, a stall on the right shoulder. Causing a slowdown back to 465. Northbound 65, 70, stop and go. Michigan Street out to Meridian Penn. Crash on the southeast side. It's Brookville Road at Shortridge. That's going to be Brookville Road just to the west of 465. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
37 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text MONEY to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
How bad is it?
Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight.
Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. What's going on? Dow futures up 129, NASDAQ futures up 73. Now, the Dow futures were up about 250. They were down in the red, but they're up right now. Enjoy the day. Can I suggest a cocktail with the trading day? What do I have? What do I have out at Bourbon? So I've got from one of our last shows at Eat, Drink, Smoke, the Hard Truth Toasted Coconut Rum. That's always lovely. Ooh, that is the Masters Collection, Woodford, and then Blue Run. Oh, the Blue Run High Rye Bourbon? Solid. Very, very outrageously solid. I would recommend it highly. Look, if you want to rely on me for anything, and it's not for saying, hey, this is a worthwhile bourbon, I don't know what it is, except, of course, political acumen, comedy, or the fact that I'm a hottie. I don't know. I do not know. But bourbon should be in there somewhere. More cigars than bourbon. Cigars. Hottie cigars. No, hottie cigars and political acumen tied, but hottie on first. And then, you know what? You can just rank the other stuff. That's fine by me. Oil prices are at $60 a barrel, $60.16 on the West Texas crude, $63.43 on the Brent crude. The 10-year Treasury, 4.438. Trump wants that under 4 badly. And I understand. But it is not there. Not yet. It might get there. There's a whole theory that what we're going to see is the market's just going to take off like a rocket ship. All of this is poised that if we're going to have the battle with China, that the market can digest that and work with that. It's one bit of focus. And if any of these trade deals start showing up and showing something good, boom, gone. You start seeing manufacturing move off. I don't know. What I know is that the people who still want to tell me that this was all part of Trump's plan and it's 4D chess, I'm not listening to. And the people who want to tell me that the sky is falling and all of a sudden are concerned about the price of things from the Democratic Party, I am not listening to, and you shouldn't either. No panic. No panic. No panic. That is the thing. And you're going to see a lot today of the political left talking about the Supreme Court decision 9-0 on due process. They're not going to engage the conversation properly because you never had a problem with due process. You don't think people who are illegal immigrants should be in the country. And if all the people that have been deported, there has been a problem with one person, well, fix the problem. That's not the argument. But no, illegal immigrants do not get the same due process as American citizens, which is the conversation, or at least should be. The Supreme Court said no person, regarding the Fifth Amendment, is no person. So even if you're in the country illegally and you're going to be deported, you have the right to the habeas right. You could say, hey, I should not be deported, and here's why. Even in the case of this guy who was sent to El Salvador, I think there's going to be an interesting play here. That the argument is that there was a court order for some reason saying that he can't be deported to El Salvador because he has a legitimate fear for his life. Where else can he go? Does it mean he has to stay here? The government alleging that he is part of a gang network. It's a question. If the argument is he can't be sent to El Salvador, can he be sent somewhere else? The larger conversation here is we are working overtime, or at least I should say the left is working overtime, to say somehow we should allow the illegal immigration as opposed to fighting back against illegal immigration and getting things back on track. It's a weird argument that they're making that isn't connecting with America. We should be making the argument that we are absolutely the people of law and order, and we absolutely should follow it. But if we're now going to have the left to try to use the Constitution as a suicide pact, and somehow you've allowed all these people in illegally and there's nothing you can do about it, no, that's nutty. And we are not going to allow one person to change what's been going on, which is a better, more secure border. Because of Trump, Joe Biden and his team lied for 4 years. Alejandro Mayorkas is a disgusting, despicable, low-down, dirty, pathetic, despicable liar and fraud. So is the political left that said, well, Trump broke the system and we have to fix it. All garbage. Trump was right. Didn't need new laws, just needed a new president. But it's good to know that the American left are now textualists when it comes to the Constitution. It says what it says and doesn't say what it doesn't say. Very important development. That the lecturing about this one person. Don't make mistakes. Limit the mistakes. Fix the mistakes when they happen. Solid. Change the plan on deportations of illegal immigrants? Oh, hell no. No. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. You want your backyard looking incredible? You should talk to Circle City Trees. You want your side yard to have more privacy from your neighbors? You should be talking to Circle City Trees. You'd have a dead tree. Well, get rid of it. And then talk to Circle City Trees. Find out how they can help you with their wide selection of mature trees that thrive right here in Indiana. Evergreens, shade trees, fruit trees, ornamental trees, flowering trees. All trees have a different personality, a different look, a different feel. And you know who you are. You know what your backyard is or your side yard is or your front yard is. You know what you want it to look like. Head on over. Check out the entire lot, every tree they have over there in Zionsville, and then be like, yep, that's my tree. And they'll take care of it because the price, which is all on the website, includes the installation and the warranty. CircleCityTrees.com. You've got a tree guy, which is not a bad thing to have. Talk to them today. 317-768-3005. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-768-3005. Circle City Trees, 768-3005, or online at CircleCityTrees.com. Traffic? Oh, we can do that. Matt Bear, what's up?
Southeast side, crash Brookville Road to the west of 465. It's a short ridge. Reminder, on the northeast side, 82nd Street still closed between Bash and Craig. That's for Nickel Plate Trail construction. Street is expected to reopen on Tuesday, April 15th. And eastbound 465 slow, Allisonville Road over to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
37 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:45.
Another update is just minutes away.
13% plunge in Hong Kong's market overnight. Dow futures are down more than 800 points.
Market futures are dropping. Short-term pain.
Hear the news.
30 counties are under flood warnings. There's no rain in the forecast over the next few days.
As events happen.
15-year-old kid shot and killed 2 people.
We'll happen to be there.
Train derailment
near South Sherman Drive.
6 of the train cars left the track.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Look around. Spring is here. And no matter what you're planning or planting, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So spring forward in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. So spring forward, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit Hubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Indiana patients rely on many types of pharmacies to access their medications and critical healthcare services. But a proposal being considered in the Indiana legislature called SB 140 would disrupt access to medications for Indiana patients. SB 140 would impose government mandates blocking access to critical pharmacy options and services in Indiana. Lost access to pharmacy options would directly harm many of Indiana's most vulnerable patients, including patients fighting cancer and heart disease, many of whom rely on specialty pharmacies for their care. SB 140 would even hike costs for Indiana patients by imposing a $10 tax on every prescription filled in the state. That would often fall directly on the patient. Tell your state legislator, protect access to medications, reject higher costs. Put Indiana patients first by voting no on SB 140, paid for by conservatives for lower healthcare costs.
Recovery is a journey, and no one walks it alone. The Supporting Sobriety podcast helps friends and families understand addiction, offer support, and care for themselves along the way. Hosted by Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
I know this. Oh, come on! Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. I'm going to go with my first guess. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that television theme song? Producer Carl has selected a television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is. And I want you to know I got it wrong. The chat room got it right. For whatever reason, like I knew it had like some level of legal proceeding to it. And wrongly, my head went to Matlock. It is not Matlock. This is the theme to the Rockford Files. Chat room gets that one. Oh, God. That hurt so much. Oh, that's a killer. I should have had that. I admit it. Oh, that's frustrating. I don't know why Matlock came into my head, but it just stuck there. And I'm up against time, and then there was the pressure, and then I may have wet myself. I don't know what happened. Oh, that is...
Did the chat room spend their entire childhood watching TV?
Yes. Yes. Everybody in the chat room doesn't have a job. If you're on the live stream, everyone in the chat room has a very, very nice basement with actually a brand new futon. They're all just waiting for this one moment. They don't care what I say. It doesn't matter what political genius I bring forward. What's the theme song Carl's gonna play? That's the whole damn show.
Yeah, they haven't missed one yet.
Oh yeah, they've missed a couple.
Well, somebody in the chat room always gets it.
They're not that smart. The chat room is not that bright. They stick around for Kendall and Casey. How smart could they really be? Oh. Good Lord. You can watch the show happen. The live stream is on YouTube, 93WIBC. You can check it out there. I am actually out today for Tony Katz. Today, Andrew Langer is in. Oh, get ready for the wonkification. That is coming. That is coming. Andrew does good work there, his policy work for the ACU and the Conservative Political Action Conference. That will be at noon. I'm getting yelled at. Can I say who's yelling at me? I can't. Yeah. Somebody in our state government is now yelling at me that I missed the Rockford Files.
The governor?
This show is so dumb. How is this still going on? One of the stories that you'll hear on Tony Katz today at noon, the commander of Space Force in Greenland decided after the vice president's visit, J.D. Vance's visit, that she would put out a statement. The colonel put out a statement. She runs the Pittific Space Base there, saying, I do not presume to understand current politics, but what I do know is the concerns of the U.S. administration discussed by Vice President Vance on Friday are not reflective of the Pittific Space Base. He was talking about Denmark's oversight over Greenland, and she decided to interject herself in something political, and she has been relieved of command. She should be dishonorably discharged. You do not get to speak out like that. That's not what you do. You don't like policy? Nobody asked. She's not brave. She couldn't control her emotions, and that's not somebody who can be in charge. Man, there are so many other stories I need to get to, but I feel bad about not being around today. But the work has to get done. Oh, and a happy Passover to those who celebrate. Freedom is always better. Don't ever forget it. The story of Passover is a story of today. Get to it. Have a great time. I'll catch you all on Monday. Matt Bear has traffic.
Eastbound 465 slow from Allisonville Road over to I-69. Everything coming into the north split. No sweat right now. Wide open from 465 on the east side to the north split on westbound 70. You're looking good. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors from 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design